Unicorn match, nor the AHQ and Samsung White, because I figured those would just be kind of one-sided. Though the CPA match, not so much. But
Hold on. There is a raid call Delirium already set up for the Sirius Gaming League, but you could also make yourself. Yeah, TSM got dumped. I was really upset. Screw you, I Vernon. It's my team. That's my heart right there. Yeah, they got destroyed by Royal. Pretty bad. A lot of people say they got outpicked, but I don't think it was as much outpicked as that they played really bad.
I think it was
against
I
Rengar.
think that outpicked was really something that was big that game, because they picked Zed, which I know is Bjergsen's like best champion.
The thing was, Bjergsen didn't like do anything pre-6. Like he literally just traded farm with Zillion, and that's
Oh my
like
goodness.
Zed versus Zillion. You have to win the match, really. So, and I think he was scared of Rengar, but Rengar was just farming the jungle all the way to
There we
6.
go.
That's why he like got so fed.
And ban's already done as I'm fiddling around with my summoner blockers. Morgana, Braum, Alistar, the Banter blue team. Maokai, Yasuo, Tristana, the Banter purple team.
Pretty easy to explain. Right side's Vance really late game focused. Maokai pretty much good all game. So is Tristana, but they're very, very powerful late game. That's what their specialty is. On the left side, you have all supports and the top lane Alistar. All top tier supports, Braum, Morgana, Alistar. Very, very good. Alistar, very, very good in the top lane. That's really all it is. And we're not going to see Yasuo or any of his partners this game. Usually Yasuo pairs very well with Braum and Alistar, but
And
no
Maokai.
Yasuo, no Braum, no Alistar. Yasuo, Maokai. Maokai a bit harder because his Q is, it's a slight knock-up versus the other champions, but definitely there. There's definitely...
Example, gonna go lock in the Blitzcrank. Interesting first pick here.
Yeah, definitely interesting. It's better supports up, but we did see AHQ's support go off today with the Blitzcrank. Did really well.
He
So we
did
saw
really,
that
he did pretty well, but
his team got dunsted by White. Yeah,
that level 1 invade was a little questionable.
yeah. Regardless, the Blitzcrank is somewhat viable, so pretty good pick. And we see Thresh and Akali for the first one for the purple team. Really interesting. Usually you don't pick Akali right away because that's really risky. They could just pick Lee Sin and then, oh, look, I don't have a Shroud anymore. So there goes Akali's strength. So I think they're going to go with a different pick. It looks like they're going to go with the Nidalee, who's possibly the top tier top laner right now.
Nidalee and Thresh are the lock-ins for Banzer and Desliced.
They also, they secure the really strong support, even though they didn't really necessarily have to pick their support right now because the other team has Blitzcrank. They could have waited to pick Thresh, but I guess they just wanted to get it out of the way.
It's true. Cat in a diaper and a meal.
Blue this time probably going to go with something like their AD carry and probably their jungle. I expect a Caitlyn or a Lucian for the AD carry. For the jungle, I could go anywhere with it. Lee Sin, Kha'Zix, Elise, Rengar, all up. So the pick could be anywhere. Well, they've actually picked their top laner with Dr. Mundo.
Might be a Dr. Mundo.
If they do pick the Dr. Mundo, I'm interested to see if they lane swap or if they think Mundo could actually tango with Nidalee for some time. And there is the Lucian pick. Definitely don't want that Lucian Thresh lane on one side.
Not surprising to see Lucian get picked up in the first half of the picks in first half of the picks.
Yeah, he's pretty much always in the first first two rounds of picks. He's very, very high value AD carry right now.
Yeah, the fact that he got to the third round of picks says something about the players in this game. Maybe wanted to go with some different champions this time around.
Yeah, Purple definitely had the option, if Banzer owned Lucian, definitely had the option to pick Lucian there. We'll see if that ends up being a mistake, if Try picks a different AD carry, maybe wanted to go somewhere else with it. Maybe they didn't want Lucian at all. It's a total bait. They're going to play a comp that's really good against Lucian. This will be really interesting.
Devin Senpai always hovers over that Scion, but never seems to pick it for us. I want to see it. I like Scion. I think he's a blast from the past, and I used to do AD Scion for funsies back for a while, but
Yeah, big thing here is they don't have they can't pick a Nivea in Azir. I was going to say. And yeah,
he's gonna go back to Scion. We're gonna have to see it. I like Scion. He's definitely slightly underwhelming at times, but I mean, if you know what? If you don't see it coming, a lot of people don't see it coming. People underestimate that champion.
It's really interesting too. Nivea, I'm not sure he's a Scion player, and Nivea is a mid player, I believe, as well. So some lane swapping here. So maybe not in his main role. Probably had to adapt to his team. That's the problem with lobbies. The one big problem I would say. So you don't always get your role, and so.
Yeah, why try not? He's also really an AD carry player. He's gonna be playing AD carry this game, unless he's gonna be trading with D-Sliced, who does play AD carry, but we'll have to see.
Yep, this will be interesting to see how this goes.
Matrix Burden, good luck in the Corki.
Corki and Lucian.
So, I think we might have a mid lane Lucian.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Maybe even a mid lane Corki. We'll have to see where it goes. They're both very viable mid laners, I'm sure. Lucian was way better before when he had his previous buffs. Really good in the solo lanes because of his mobility. His mobility is cut down a lot now. He's pretty good in the bottom lane because of his trades. He does a lot of damage. But he still has a low range, so... It'll be interesting to see what purple team goes with here. They actually took away Corki and Lucian. Those are two of the top, I would say, 4 AD carries right now.
There's still some definite options there. Why Trigon over Vayne?
Yeah, Vayne's up, Caitlyn's up.
Vayne is a little weak to both Corki and Lucian, though.
Yeah, Vayne would have a rough time in lane. Ezreal's up. I like Ezreal a lot. I'm not sure he needs to go Ezreal against this comp. There's not too much dive. Mundo, if they set it a little bit behind. I think Vayne might actually be a really good pick. I think it rounds out this team's composition very nicely.
It will help dealing with that Mundo because they don't really have anyone to really deal with it. Sion's not going to be able to burst Mundo down.
The big thing is to see if Vayne actually gets out of lane. That's going to be the rough part. If Vayne does get out of lane, it'll be very good against Mundo and Jarvan. Able to kite those champions fairly easily. The percent damage from Silver Bolts is going to do a ton of damage to Mundo, and probably Jarvan as well if he decides to go with a tankier path. So...
By the way, also, you said Nivea might be lane swapping, but no, she's actually the jungler.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter what people, like, where people are. Yeah, Nivea is going to be jungling. I was saying just that Nivea didn't play jungle much in the lobbies, so that is just, you know.
Yep.
It's rough. It's rough playing a role that you don't commonly play, so.
Yeah, we'll see what Wyatt can do on AD carry. I haven't seen him AD carry, I don't know, ever. I don't know if I've ever seen him AD carry. But usually you see him in mid or support. So we'll see what he can do in the AD carry role.
Alright, so going into it, got some pretty interesting matches. Oh, actually, we don't know the matchups. I'm honestly going to assume that it's mid lane Corki. Just the way that Lucian has... Yeah, it's over. Lucian has heal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that kind of telegraphs bottom lane. I mean, you could run heal in the mid lane. It's not uncommon. You know, barrier is not uncommon. But Exhaust just seems like a really solo lane spell. And I don't think they would stack Exhaust with the Corki and the Blitzcrank. The other big thing is this can be an AP Corki. It's not as good as it used to be because they gave his Q and AD scaling on it, so AD is pretty much always superior. And we could actually check that probably just to see his runes and see where he went with it. And he does have a full AP page, so this is potentially AP Corki. I actually do think it's 100% AP Corki mid against Sion. And so AP Corki is really pokey. That's his strong spot. He has the rockets, he has the Q, a lot of, poke damage. And Sion's an all-in champion. He's all or nothing. If you pop down his shield, he doesn't do any damage. He just has a stun. So I feel like Corki might have a okay time with Sion lane as long as he's able to pop the shield. If he's not able to pop the shield, he's going to get bursted down pretty fast because Corki's a pretty squishy champion.
Yeah, Corki... Definitely the battle unconventional mids here. I think that if Sion could get some levels and could farm up and get to some early core items, it's going to be really hard for Corki to survive in this lane, though. The 100-0 burst from Sion is pretty real.
Yeah, but the thing is, I do really like the Blitzcrank pick here, because Blitzcrank seems really strong versus Sion. If you pull him in and he has his shield up, there's no way he's doing damage in the team fight. You just, burst him down, and he does nothing. And he has no escape. He can stun one person, maybe try to one-shot someone if he's that fed. But, I don't know. Sion's weird pick. It could work really well if he gets some good roams off early. Depends on how he does in lane, how the jungler helps him out. But in the top lane, we have a TP versus Ignite on D-Slice. D-Slice is really, he was passive, but he's aggressive and it's smart to be. He doesn't like overextending in his lane. So it'll be interesting to see if he takes that extra step to take down Mundo in lane.
Yep.
he has the Ignite to do it. So
I think it'll be interesting, that matchup. Italy, I think, has the slight edge, at the least, the slight edge.
yeah, definitely in the early levels. In the later levels, though, I feel like Mundo's just going to become. He's always that champion that just nobody can 1v1 besides Vayne. Vayne is going to be able to 1v1 Mundo at pretty much every point in the game, as long as she's able to dodge out those cleavers. On the flip side, I don't think Italy will have the damage to take out Mundo if they're even.
Yeah.
So besides early game, Mundo's a really good pick here. And this blue side comp scales extremely well into the late game. AP Corki, I'm pretty sure scales really well. Blitzcrank is just one of those champions that's, I would say he's one of the best late game supports. Because he has the W for really good vision control. He's very fast, really hard to catch. So you can put down a lot of vision around in the jungle. And then he has the pull that's pretty much game deciding in late game. If you get that one pull when they don't have flash up, and you have a 60-second death timer, Blitzcrank's amazing.
Definitely interesting. Also, something to be said is that usually when you see these double AD comps, though Corki is going AP, but he has an AD carry at heart. You'll have to worry about, do we have the front line to support these champions? And they definitely have the front line. They have Jarvan, Mundo, and Blitzcrank. All really beefy champions, all providing some good CC. Yep. So they will have a good front line for these squishy range carries.
Yeah, and they could definitely poke them down. Purple has no answer to poke. They have Nidalee Spears, but they're not that strong. Like, they still do some damage, right? But they're pretty easy to dodge out. Dodging Corki missiles that are really fast and do a ton of damage, that might be game deciding for the blue team. On the flip side, the purple team does also have a very good scaling team. If Vayne gets ahead in lane, I think that could be really big trouble for the blue team. They're going to have a hard time locking her down, as long as YTry plays it correctly.
And they'll have really good pick potential with Thresh, Scion, and Vi on their comp. Nidalee also really helping with the picks, so...
Yeah, Nidalee's going to be able to put out a ton of damage in this game. I'm more interested to see where D-Slice is going to end his damage build, because most Nidalees go Trinity Force, and then if they're really far ahead, they could build Blade of the Ruin King, they could build Static Shiv, I don't know, like Bloodthirster maybe. So there's a ton of options for AD, and so if he decides to build more damage, I'm interested to see where he goes, and if he decides to go tank, I'm actually curious where he decides, the stats are worth it. Mundo's going to be doing a lot of AP and AD damage, pretty hybrid. Lucian, mostly AD damage, 99%. Corki's going to be doing mostly AP, and Jarvan has his passive for mixed damage, but mostly AD from there too. So it'll be interesting to see what his build order is.
Most definitely. Also, we'll see if also Scion is going to go with the traditional Moby boots build on Scion. That's something you'll see from a lot of Scion players. They'll usually get like a double Doran's ring into mobility boots to try to roam it out, push the lane with the first blue they'll get. Try to push their lane with their shield, and try to roam with those Moby boots and that stun. We'll have to see what Devin Senpai on this Scion chooses to do.
Yeah, I haven't played Scion since Season 1, so... I mean, I remember buying him and thinking he's this absolute beast of a champion. I remember getting like 20 kills a game on him. He's awesome. But then since then, he's kind of grown out. Like, roaming mids aren't as strong. He was really strong in that roam meta, where you just buy double Doran's rings and buy Moby boots, and you just destroy everything. Unfortunately, those times are gone, but roaming is still pretty effective. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Scion does go with that roam build, or he just decides to invest more in the lane, wave clear out, go do race, wave clear that, clear another wave, and then maybe try to do something.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Scion is definitely a very dated champion. His design is really awkward. He has only two offensive abilities, and then he has two magic damage abilities, 2 physical damage abilities. You can tell that Riot, at the time, not really smart at designing all their champions. Definitely Scion has a lot of mistakes in his, just from a design standpoint.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Riot takes Scion when the time comes for his remake. I think they said they want to go full AP with him, but...
They said they want to make sure that he feels like a zombie. Because isn't he, or undead? I can't remember what exactly he is.
I mean, I have to say that most of Riot's remakes or relaunches of champions have been very successful. Although... I want to say they made Nidalee pretty cancerous still. Still really against.
Not sure exactly what they were going for with that those Nidalee changes. I guess to make her better.
Yeah, the big thing was they introduced counterplay with her, but it's still rough. Nidalee's a tough champion to go against, but luckily we don't have to deal with the Nidalee. That is example 1013's job this game.
Example is gonna have to do with the Nidalee. Gonna start with the cloth armor in that lane. Pretty standard items to start, except Sion going with the boots.
Yeah, definitely interesting. I think rushing Moby Boots possibility with that. It's weird that he doesn't start the Doran's Ring. Is he going to have enough AP to clear the waves? I'm curious. He's running a lot of AP in runes. He has 23 total. Versus Corki, I'm pretty sure he has like around 50. Yeah, it's 50 exactly. Well, great guessing by me. So it'll be interesting to see if he can clear out the waves enough. I think Corki's actually going to have better wave clear the early game.
Yeah, we will have to see. Sion also has mana problems if he wants to spam out his abilities. They do cost a lot of mana.
Hold on. I think this is... Oh, wait. Yeah, never mind. He started in Rage, level 1.
Interesting.
So definitely looking for those last hits. And Rage gives a lot of AD. Yeah, 25 attack damage. And he gains 1 HP per minion kill, so... Deciding that he wants that extra...
Slice going in onto Example early. They're just duking it out. Corki's coming up, though.
D-Slice has Ignite. Example does not. Oh, but started trap.
And D-Slice can have to go out, get out, and likely recall. He started Bushwhack.
Yep.
Oh, Axe Cleaver not gonna land. Or Trophy.
D-Slice actually canceling his back. I don't know about this. Doesn't have the Q to finish him off. Maybe hoping for the Ignite to be enough. D-Slice gonna flash, that's definitely gonna be enough.
Kill. First blood over to D-Sliced.
Yeah, minions are here too. D-Slice already used his potion. Mundo used his poke. I think he used one, but then bought it back. So has his TP. Not gonna miss out on too much. D-Slice not gonna be able to use this extra gold. So I'm gonna say this lane is still pretty even.
Yeah, maybe even the edge towards Mundo until D-Slice is able to go back.
Yep, well, D-Slice not able to use any of the gold, and Mundo has 5 potions. Has a way to outlast this lane for a while. D-Slice is gonna hit that level 2 though. Not the other lanes. Red or
VampDz going for a hook, gonna miss a little to the left. D-Slice dropping traps on Example, going really aggressive, chunking him really low. Gonna throw some auto attacks on Example, juking up. I don't know if that's what he wanted to do. The spear misses.
That was a little too far. D-Slice could have made a better effort there, but I don't think he could have killed Example. So luckily for Example, gets out again. D-Slice putting a lot of pressure on this top lane early, though. And this is Nidalee.
That's just the Nidalee problem. 2 potions down for Mundo. Spear hits a minion.
Yeah, D-Slice still in relatively good standing. He has half mana, still has his heal to heal him up, so he'll be just fine for the time being. Jarvan has to get around and gank this Nidalee now that the flash is down, though.
Hook from Blitzcrank misses wide to the right. Example.
I'm looking for the gank mid, and then Jarvan's ganking top.
Nidalee gonna have to try to jump away from him. He's gonna use the bushes to give her movement speed. Jukes away from the Jarvan.
Ooh,
gets hit by a cleaver though. The red buff is ticking. The slice is going really low. Mundo and Jarvan trying to get in onto the slice. The slice gonna go down to Mr. Fluffles.
And big killer, that's what they needed. D-Slice was overstepping his bounds a bit. Unfortunately, jumped right into the cleaver. Really good guesswork by Example.
Nivea, GG going in onto Blitzcrank. Had the red buff on him, but Blitzcrank too fast. Cat and Diaper gonna try to get away. Oh, he turns though. The hook onto Try brings him under turret. Cat and Diaper trying to flash out of this. Try gonna get exhausted by Emil.
Really low.
Nivea tried to get the Vault Breaker onto Cat and Diaper, but not able to connect.
Yeah, a lot of summoners been there. Try down both summoners, and Nivea uses flash. Only a flash used by Cat and a Diaper there. In Blitzcrank's exhaust, so advantage over to the blue side.
Nivea is coming back though. Gonna land the Vault Breaker, but it's under turret. Try not able to help connect.
And Try taking a lot of damage from minions here. Kind of Diaper could possibly go for a kill here if you grab D. Yeah, Try's really low. I wonder if he knows Try doesn't have any summoners.
Try really low, but Cat and Diaper not gonna go for him.
That's really unfortunate. That's a big missed opportunity there for the blue side bottle lane, but they are going to get an advantage off this in terms of minions. So Lucian getting a nice early lead against Vayne.
Example getting a spear thrown on him, goes to half health with the minion damage as well as the damage from Nidalee.
And Jarvan's top again though, spotted by a ward. D-Slice sees it, has to juke out the knockup, does not though, and Fozz actually going to back off. I think they're a little scared of getting 2v1'd.
Nature's Burden taking some damage from Devin Senpai. The shield proc popping. D-Slice trying to push up his way. Jarvan's coming back though, jumps over a trap. The cleaver misses. D-Slice gonna try to get out of here.
I wonder if D-Slice is gonna go for the kill. I think he could have gotten out just by walking away, but
yeah, I'm not sure he's
another
trying to get away. Another cleaver goes on him. D-Slice has to go in.
Nice juke there, and he might
be able to get away. Oh, Fuffles tries to guess where he goes. Not gonna catch D-Slice. D-Slice gonna get away.
Yeah, well, another big missed opportunity there for the blue side. First in the bottom lane, missed a kill on Vayne, and now they're going to miss the kill on D-Slice there. Nice juking, though, by D-Slice.
Matrix Burden taking Devin Senpai really low in this mid lane.
Yeah, Matrix Burden getting that level 6. Big deal, because Devin Senpai's level 6 doesn't really do that much. Anivia GG looking for this gank in the top lane, though. Mundo's just been getting ganks all day, and Anivia GVG wants a slice of it. Mundo hits the level 6, has the Ignite on it though. It's gotta
go down. D-Slice gonna pick up the kill.
And a huge minion wave here.
For D-Slice, we'll get him to level 6.
Yeah, D-Slice did get a lot of help in the lane, but in this gank is just a bit more successful. It makes Mundo lose a lot of creeps.
Bottom lane, some farming going on. Look what goes quite wide to the left. Blitzcrank Hook though lands onto Y. Try the knockup though. Doesn't even connect as Y try tumbles away. Bands are trying to get some pot shots on the Cat in a Diaper. Blitzcrank, another hook does not land. Hits a minion.
We do see Sion looking for this roam now. Gets the Mobies, gets the double Dorans, but gets spotted out by the ward by Fluffles. This is huge. Who's not going to be able to back off here? Wait, they don't notice. Sion coming in.
Thresh and Vayne. The hit gets into the
kill.
wall. The wall taking damage from Vayne. The exhaust goes onto Vayne. They're not going to... Oh, Sion with the shield takes down Lucian. Cat in a Diaper going down to Devin Senpai, but Matrix Burden's here. Nivea's here, but doesn't have the ultimate. Example getting chasing D-Sliced. Spear hits him in the head. The Q goes down. Example going really low. A couple more auto attacks to take him down. He flashes away. Can he get away?
Is really fast. I don't think he's getting out of here.
The spear, the pounce, the Q takes him out.
So Red Slide getting the biggest slice of the cake here. Sion roams down bottom, gets scouted out by the ward, but the bottom side just didn't pay attention to the wards. You got to make sure you have good map awareness. Like a great ward by Jarvan scouted him out before he even hit the tri-bush, and bottom lane still got caught up. That was pretty huge. They picked up the kill on Lucian, and puts the bottom lane just a little bit farther ahead. And in the top lane, D-Slice able to solo out Mundo again.
Matrix Burden going in on Devin Senpai. The stun. He's going really low. The Ignite and the minions are on him. Oh,
Matrix Burden going to solo out Devin Senpai.
Yeah. The minions there and the exhaust. Ignite went down onto Matrix Burden, not onto Devin Senpai. But with no ultimate for Devin Senpai, not able to lifesteal up, goes down to Matrix Burden.
Yeah, this niche pick really working out. Getting the solo kill. He had a slight, not even an item advantage really. It was pretty even for the most part. But that Sheen just putting him that much farther ahead, I guess. Sheen scales really well because Corky's able to spam a lot of skills. And so, always making advantage of those Sheen procs. And that was the end in there. He was living about 100 HP. So, -1 Sheen proc, he might have died there.
Picks up the Chalice of Harmony for the mana regen. Vi gonna take the Lantern in. Emil gets hooked up. Nivea, Fall Breaker's on to Cat in a Diaper. Cat in a Diaper gets exhausted, gets hit into the wall. He goes down to Why I Try. That's where they want kills. Devin Senpai getting hooked under the turret. Silence has to walk away. Takes a couple turret shots, but he'll be fine. Now, red team focus their attention to Dragon. Looks like they are. They are picking it out.
Yeah, Fozz has both these people managing the top lane. This is going to be a free Dragon for the red side unless Quirky can pull off an amazing steal.
Mr. Fluffle's going really low to D-Sliced. Goes in. The Ignite will take him down. D-Slice in a 2v1 situation takes out Mr. Fluffles.
Yeah, 2v1, full
Hook
HP.
lands on a Matrix Burden. VampDz pulls in, trying to go in on him. The Lantern over Nivea. Nivea can charge, Shinji charge the Vaultbreaker. Gonna go in on a Matrix Burden. The hook on to a Nivea. Nivea gonna slow him down. Matrix Burden gonna take out Nivea. Nivea. They're trying to turn this now. VampDz trying to run for his life. Will he be able to get out of here?
Lucian gonna jump over the wall.
Lucian's here now. Cat of Diaper doing damage all with the auto attacks over to VampDz. Gonna take him down. And why try? Gonna have to get out of there with his life. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Devin Senpai pushing this turret, trying to deal as much damage as possible.
Yeah, Devin Senpai, instead of taking the risky route and trying to fight Quirky that far in the jungle, he decides to try to just do some damage to this mid tower and does a great job of it. Takes it down about halfway from it being full HP before, so great job by Devin Senpai there.
Deals really good damage to these minions, almost all one hit from dead. D-Slice took out the top turret, is hammering away at this at the inner turret.
He has double buffs. This is going to be a really scary game for Fuzz. He's not very tanky at all. He actually has no tank stats whatsoever, so he'd fall very, very easily to D-Slice. D-Slice also has enough money to pick up his Trinity Force, so he's going to become an absolute monster after this buy. All he has to do is pick up Trinity Force, a couple of wards, a Sweeper's Lens, and he's set for the rest of the game.
Vayne, why try? Getting close to Brule the Ruined King as Lucian picks up the BF sword in this bottom lane. Looks like Emil on that Blitzcrank gonna go for the Talisman of Ascension. Thresh got his Sightstone, has Targons, probably gonna look for Moby Boots next. Nidalee finishes her Trinity Force in the top lane, 12-minute Trinity Force.
Sion coming with this Rome bottom lane though.
As Moby Boots got shut down by the passive of Blitzcrank, the stun goes down. Now all Wyatt Try needs to do is get a knock up into the turret. Gets it. Cat and Diaper is going to go really low. Devin Senpai pops the ultimate. Banzer going to take the kill. Mr. Fluffles going to get ulted by the Vi. Not going to be able to get taken down though. Silverbolt proc for a little extra damage. And Matrix Burden in this mid lane going to try to take down the mid turret.
Yeah, pretty vital mistake there, though. Thresh landed the hook, and it got canceled by the Viol. Had they not stacked those CCs, that would have been an easy kill on Mr. Fluffles. Luckily for him, Vi stacks the ult on top of the hook. Hook gets canceled. Ult doesn't last that long, and he gets out.
D-Slice really just chunking this top turret, already at 800 HP. It's a healthy amount of that turret gun, and Example having to run away at low HP. At half HP, not wanting to be near this Nidalee. Nidalee's probably going to get this turret. That's a inner top turret at 13 minutes.
Yeah, D-Slice is an absolute monster in this game. They really have to just roam his 3 to try and kill him, and even then, I don't know if they can catch him out. Nidalee's a super slippery champion.
Spear lands onto Example, going to get jumped, but goes to half instantly. D-Slice going in onto Example. The Ignite is ticking. The flash from Example can't land the spear to get the gap closer. He gets away with his life, but has to burn the flash.
Yep. And you see Jarvan trying to help top lane, but I don't think he wants to go in. Oh, he's going to get hit by the hook.
He's going to get hit by the spear. Jump in from D-Slice. Chunks him to 300 HP. One more spear. Takes him down.
Wow, that's a bad time for the Jarvan bug to happen. He puts down his flag and doesn't have quite enough range to touch it. And it's a visual error, I guess. I don't know. But he ends up not getting pulled into his base, and D-Slice able to pick up an easy kill.
And D-Slice just giving it to Example. He pops the ultimate to heal up. But that doesn't do much against the Nidalee that's bursting you. The spear lands again. Another chunk from D-Slice. Example going to have to back up. Usually with a Mundo ult, he goes back to full, but he's still at a quarter health.
Yeah, Lucian trying to come up top to help this. D-Slice is really low, so does have to get out of here for now. But we'll be back. has about 1,600 gold. We'll see whether he goes with another offensive item or defensive at this point.
We'll be interested to see what they choose to go. I think he might even go another damage it and really try to hammer this game home. Really build his push. Yes, he picks up a Zeal. Maybe looking for a Static Shiv.
Definitely heading towards that Static Shiv. He has about double Mundo's net worth right now. Absolutely crushing this top lane. I really don't know what the blue side's able to do about this. They do have a pretty farmed up and fed Corki. Picks up a tower mid, so gets some global gold for Mundo and the rest of the team. But this Nidalee, it's going to be a huge problem if they can't shut it down soon.
Her split push potential with all that attack speed and the wave flare from her Cougar form. I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe ask her to go bottom. Try to pick up that bottom outer turret. Just kind of dangle in there. And I don't know if they could set anyone there to really stop them.
Yeah, I think if Nidalee just had some wards in the top lane here, just had vision of when people are going to rotate back over, and the rest of the team
lands onto example. D-Slice going to go in. If the example pops his ultimate, will he be able to get down? Out? No, the crit from Nidalee takes her down. Devin Senpai going really low in the mid lane. The shield from Devin Senpai goes up. Why? I try going low. He pops the shield, cannot get a kill on Mr. Fuffles. No, he gets it with the ignite, but Devin Senpai goes down to cat in a diaper on the Lucian.
And blue cannot push here. They have to go back and stop this Nidalee. It's going to take the inhib tower. Wow, that thing's getting chunked really fast. Blitzcrank's the only one backing. Corki and Lucian are not backing.
Nidalee's got another heal. This might be the inhibitor. This might be the inhibitor turret. Inhibitor going one more attack. He's going to take it down. Nidalee going to get out with the flash. They're going to pop the Talisman of Ascension. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to catch up to her.
I don't know. Emil's very fast. Let's see if D-Slice could juke the hook.
Jukes the hook. D-Slice
hook hit the trees. D-Slice still running though. Jarvan's gonna try to cut him off. Oh, D-Slice just running circles around this place.
D-Slice
little track
brings him onto the trap. Gonna jump the wall. The hook. No, not
nice
gonna land.
D-Slice getting collapsed on by Jarvan. Another miss.
Oh, can't jump the wall back. He's probably gonna go down here.
Wait, what's Jarvan doing? Oh, well, they get the shutdown on D-Slice.
And meanwhile, red team get a two-man this dragon with all five members of blue team having to go deal with the Nidalee.
I feel like D-Slice really could have gotten out of there. I think he just wanted to play with them a bit. Have a cool little flashy play. Ends up dying for it, though. But has this open top lane inhib. And so they're going to need at least 3 people, I think. I think if it's just Blitz and Mundo, I don't think they have a chance to take down D-Slice.
Oh, and Corki stole the dragon!
Oh, wow, that's huge.
I don't know why direct-to-camera was showing us that. I figured they would bring us over to the dragon for the steal, but no.
Patriot's going to give up on Bane. Let's see if... Oh.
Nivea gonna go in onto Emil. Emil getting bursted down. Why I try, Nivea
nice
will take it
there
down.
by Why I try.
Devin Senpai dealing tons of damage.
Oh, and there's D-Slice. See you later, Matrix Burden.
Gonna take out Matrix Burden after Devin Senpai volleyed that so nicely. The stun goes over onto Mr. Fuffles. Gonna start taking damage from D-Slice. D-Slice has the Trinity Force movement speed, but Mr. Fuffles will have to flash away to safety.
D-Slice still looking for the kill here.
Spear does not land. Gets a critical, but Jarvan's got some armor, so not hurting too hard.
D-Slice did pick up the Chain Vest and Mercury Treads now, though. CC's not going to do much to him. And has a bit of armor now. Pretty tanky. And does a lot of damage, very clearly.
Example, trying to push on this top outer turret.
Bane's going to be here, though.
Bane's going to be here. Going to start trying to hammer away at him.
Mundo has no ult. I guess Bane doesn't think she could take away all the minions. Makes sense. But here's D-Slice backdooring the inhib.
Gonna get forced away. Matrix Burden gonna go in on him. Those rockets dealing lots of damage.
They're doing pretty good damage to D-Slice. Unfortunately, D-Slice just a bit too slippery. Just gonna go back, farm some minions, heal up. So the big thing is, blue team's not that far behind. It's just that D-Slice is such a problem in that top lane that he forces so many blue members to be top. If they do get another shutdown on D-Slice, though, I feel like this could be the turning point for blue team.
Blue team is trying to push down this mid lane. Nidalee, though, gotta try to go in onto Example.
Example's ult is up soon.
The hook
They might
lands
try
on the
turning this.
Why try? Gonna go down to Matrix Bird, and that's gonna be inner turret for the blue team. Vi ult on the Matrix Bird, and Devin Senpai going in on the Cat and Diaper. The ult is ticking. Matrix Bird takes out Nivea. Nivea, Cat and Diaper going low. Devin Senpai getting hooked up. Gonna go down. And Devin Senpai trying to run out of there. Not gonna be able to though.
And Blue picks up the double kill. Gold lead is even, and D-Slice gonna try to pick up this inhib again. I don't think he has a damage backdooring. Or he might. Oh wow, he's actually doing some pretty good damage to it. Jarvan is gonna be there. I think D-Slice might just run away from this. It would be worth dying for if you can get the inhib. Oh, but D-Slice takes a lot of damage. Those minions are doing just a bit too much. Gets the heal.
Yeah, not able to take on this inhibitor.
No, not at all. Gonna die to the Spirit of the Elder Lizard and minions. There he goes.
Why try going on a Matrix Bird, and they double kill each other. The trading of kills.
And VampDz are probably gonna fall here to example. There's no one around to help him. A nice little juke. It's not enough. Eats the trophy.
Yeah, he was getting chased by chased by example all over the map. That started in top lane, and headed all the way near red buff.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Nobody was able to come and help him, and D-Slice was actually taken out by Jarvan. So, all in all, Blue came out ahead in that trade. They were down 2,000 gold when it started, and now they're up 400. So, D-Slice starting to get a bit more shut down. Not completing the static shift, but it does complete a Warden's Mail and a Longsword. I'm actually curious as to what he's buying now.
I'm really curious what that's going to be. We'll have to see. Meal.
Nice damage to Nivea. It's not every day your jungler gets bullied by a support.
Devin Senpai with the blue buff in bottom lane. Going to try to push that out. Devin Senpai going to pop the ultimate.
Chase down Mundo.
Not going to kill Mundo.
Damage
Nivea. Maybe looking for initiation here. No, going to... Wall breaker. I'm going to watch mid lane.
Yeah, let's pop the
hook lands on to Mr. Fuffles. This VampDz goes in, lands a flay onto two. Nivea gets hooked in, ults right onto Matrix Bird, and Mr. Fuffles going in onto Y try. He's gonna get knocked into his wall. Devin Senpai gets takes out example in the bottom lane. D-Sliced trying to go in on the Cat and Diaper, not gonna be able to meal. Getting hooked up by the Thresh. One more attack will take him down, but he's really fast. Y try not be able to pick him up.
D-Slice landing the
D-Slice
spear.
Lands a spear onto Mr. Fuffles and takes him out. D-Sliced really showing his power in that team fight, doing lots of damage to so many people.
Yeah, he did play that team fight very conservatively. Did not want to die there. He knew if he died that the fight would be lost for the red team. Ends up playing it very safe, picks up I think that one kill and just puts out a lot of pressure. It stops Blue from going very deep because they know Nidalee's there to clean up.
Devin Senpai picked up the kill onto example while we were watching that team fight, and ends up picking up that outer turret for it. D-Slice trying to chunk down this mill turret, already has it to half. Gonna have to run away though as the Goon Squad is here for blue team.
Mill is very, very fast. D-Slice might have to be a bit wary. And Mill's speed buff's timeout, so D-Slice is Zowski.
Nivea thinking about going in. Gonna get hooked into Blitzcrank. Gonna take lots of damage.
Very bad spot.
D-Slice going to the exhaust is gonna go down. The teleport is coming in. Devin Senpai is in the middle of 5 members. He's going to go down. Why Try and VampDz running for their lives. The hook flashed by Why I Try. The cleavers are landing onto VampDz. VampDz going to dodge out. Now Mundo going to dive the turret for Why I Try. Why I Try going really low. Has to go invisible. One more auto attack. Matrix Burden picks up the kill. VampDz trying to run away. The hook lands. He's going to go down to the Corky. Matrix Burden double kill. And that's an inhibitor turret, gonna be an inhibitor, I assume, coming here from the blue team.
Yeah, that was really big. And Nivea went in all by himself, and so D-Slice lands the spear onto Matrix Burden. Matrix Burden W's away while D-Slice is jumping towards him, ends up just getting exhausted and dying. So D-Slice dies for nothing. And then blue team just rolls over them the rest of the fight when their big carry's dead. And a really nice TP from Mundo as well. Coming in the middle of the fight, able to take down Scion and then chase down the Vayne and give the kill to Matrix Burden. So, really well played by him as well. D-Slice, though, looking for some pressure around Dragon.
Gonna get picked up. by Matrix Bird and Neil getting caught out a little bit near that dragon by himself. Gonna go down to red team. Example running away with his ult on, as Mundos do. Devin Senpai deep in enemy territory. There's 3 members of blue team there. And they might have been able to collapse on him, but let him go.
Matrix Burden is backing on a ward. See if Red collapses on this. Vi is about.
Vi gets the auto attack off on him. The Silver Roll proc goes really low.
Devin Senpai is close, and Matrix Burden's gonna be able to get out of there though. And actually don't get any damage on this mid turret.
Devin Senpai puts a stun onto Example, chunks him for quite a bit. Mr. Fluffle's getting hooked up. The calling goes out, not gonna hit anybody. There is super creeps in the base of the base red team and starting to hammer off onto this inhibitor turret, onto this Nexus turret. I mean, I do correct myself. Blue team gonna ping out the Baron, maybe choosing to go there next, as red team has to run back and defend their base.
Yeah, red team does have a huge wave in the top lane though. And Blue does have to be careful of this because this could take the inhib.
They see Devin Senpai backing, but Devin Senpai sees them coming at him and he's gonna back off.
And Corky's going to be able to go clean up that wave for free. Red not able to put out any pressure with that top wave there. Top wave, though.
Corky needs to clear this wave so they can apply more pressure in all the lanes. Probably needs to push at least another wave as well. But actually choosing to leave that. So that wave is still going to be pushing into red team's base.
Actually, no. I think Blue's going to push out. They have the cannon creep, and the rest of the red team's minions are very far behind. So this blue creep wave is actually going to push pretty far out.
Maybe I'm staying.
It depends on how fast it kills it. Red does have another thing of minions coming. But Blue's
Neil getting hit into the wall. Nivea going in onto Example. That's not where you want to go in on right now. Nivea going really low.
D-Slice is still full HP.
Panzer going low. He's going to get taken down. D-Slice trying to do all the damage he can in this fight. Why try really low. Cleaver gets hit on him. He's going to go down to Example. D-Slice goes and gets knocked up. He's going to probably go down. Exhaust is going to hold him in place. Devin Senpai gets hooked in. His shield gets instantly popped. Now Devin Senpai going really low, trying to run for his life. He gets the stun on a Blitzcrank to kill him. Will he be able to live though? Example misses the cleaver. Matrix Burden forces the flash from Devin Senpai, and Devin Senpai will live with his life. And Example gets executed by the inhibitor turret. They're hammering away on the Nexus turrets. The Cataclysm is going to hold Devin Senpai in place, and blue team will get out of there with the Nexus turrets getting taken down by the super creep.
Yeah, the big thing that happened there was D-Slice the entire time of the fight near red was auto-attacking the whole time. Auto-attack, auto-attack, auto-attack. He wasn't going into cap form because he was too scared to go in. But then as soon as his team loses and he hits a spear around the bush, I don't know, closer to red team's base, still along the red side bush, he decides to go in 1v4. And it's kind of weird. Like, you think he played safe the entire time. Just a pretty big mistake there. Had he not died, Blue wouldn't have been able to take a Nexus Tower, but unfortunately he does drop. And Blue picks up the Nexus Tower, but their inhib is back, so they are able to push out, and D-Slice picking up this big blue wave that was top.
Neil taking some damage from Baron. You'll see a lot of maybe higher level Blitzcranks popping their ultimate before to turn off their ult so they can clear Baron. Emil go really fast in onto Banzer, gets flayed back. Gonna get the knock up. Banzer taking lots of damage. The flash, the hook brings him back in. Banzer gonna get taken down by Cat in a diaper.
Mundo does have TP, so Mundo is not stranded in the bottom lane. This could be a 5v5 or 4v5 here for the blue team if red chooses to fight.
D-Slice trying to get away.
Out here.
Getting damaged by the Jarvan. Jarvan hammer away onto Mr. Fluffle. It's going really low. Gonna go down. D-Slice gonna take him out. Cat and Diaper trying to assist him with the culling. It's not going to be enough. Emil gonna hook in D-Slice, knock him up. The ultimate from Vi. Will they be able to take out Emil? The Slice gets out.
Really low.
Cat and Diaper running for his life. D-Slice is going to take out Emil. One more auto attack. The heal from Cat and Diaper will get him out. And here comes reinforcements for Blue. Example goes in. He's getting absolutely destroyed. Why kills him. Matrix Burden gets taken out by the rocket. Matrix Burden trying to clean up this fight.
Clutch hits.
The spear gets away from Nidalee. Gonna throw out the rockets. He's got the Lichbane proc. Can he go in and get the kills? He goes in on a D-Slice. He goes down! Oh. Wait, why I trying to go in on the Cat in a Diaper. Cat in a Diaper turns it! This fight is outrageous!
And here comes D-Slice. And
Devin
no more new
Senpai
challengers.
is
Devin
trying
Senpai taking down this tower, though.
Trying to take down this mid-turret. Doesn't have the ultimate to increase his attack speed. Mr. Foffel's going in. Ults Devin Senpai. He has no follow-up. Telling...
Oh, D-Slice
he's like, he's gonna take him out with the Q execute! Miss... Frick D-Sliced. Oh my goodness. This
top lane fight, what is going on? Death's all
Devin,
over the place.
Devin Senpai getting exhausted. He's gonna deny the lantern. Devin Senpai, though, trying to turn it. Almost kills Mr. Fluffles.
Oh my god, this top lane fight was just too exciting. Too many kills. Every time someone died, Jarvan died first. And then it was Blitzcrank. And then Lucian and Corgi started cleaning up everything. Then Corgi jumps in, dies to Why I Try. And then Why I Try dies to Lucian. And then after a really close fight, D-Slice cleans up Lucian. It's just all these deaths all over. In the advantage of the red team, but blue still somewhat in the lead.
And Mundo, going into that fight, got absolutely deleted. For as far as a Mundo goes, with a Warmogs and a Spirit Visage, just was not able to tank the damage from the Vayne, I'd assume, because no armor at the time. Has the Chain Vest now.
And even so, D-Slice is probably still doing good damage, even though most of his damage is magic. He has a lot of AD, and so his auto attacks are going to be chunking Mundo pretty hard. So Mundo got absolutely destroyed in that fight. We were 100% on that. I don't even know. I think Mundo was ignited that fight. If he wasn't, that's even more insane. I'm pretty sure he was, though.
He was in that fight.
He's checking here, though.
D-Slice, the ult on the Matrix Party. He's going to get absolutely just chucked out. Devin Senpai picks up the kill. The spear onto Jarvan. D-Slice going in on the Blitzcrank, though. Cat of Diapers right around the corner. The hook from Blitzcrank, though. Dragon goes over to red team. Examples in the back line. He's taking damage. Before the King, Jarvan goes in. Mr. Fluffle's getting chased. The spear won't land. D-Slice is going to try to chase him out. Cat of Diaper getting exhausted. Banzer and Nivea. Nivea trying to take him out. Couple more autos from Nivea. Nivea will take him out. The knockup. Can he take him? Yes, she will take out Lucian. Emil trying to run for his life. The Vault Breaker slows him down, but he runs out of there. The hook not going to come out from it. And he gets hooked into the turret, and Nivea's going to go down. No! He lives. And D-Slice comes in and gets another kill. Oh my goodness. Red team.
They're just making the plays. Making the dragon, get a bunch of kills. D-Slice made a really big mistake there by chasing for a long time. Didn't even catch the Jarvan. Had he been there, that fight wouldn't have been that close. But still, in the end, it works out perfectly for the red team, and they're back in the lead.
And D-Slice trying to push down this inhibitor turret, number 2. Banzer getting knocked up by Jarvan. He's going to go down to Matrix Burden.
And Banzer will die for D-Slice and himself and his own sins, but...
Why trying to take out the middle inhibitor turret. Here comes Example. He's going to have to die for it.
Has to die for this.
He's going to take it down, though.
Nice job by Why Try.
And they're picking out the Baron. Why Try is down. That is a lot of damage missing.
A big problem. D-Slice still in the bottom lane. Could push out their entire base. They have to be very aware of this.
He's going to be able to get this inhibitor turret. He's going to go...
Jarvan's behind him.
Trying to juke this Jarvan. Getting knocked out by the Blitzcrank. Going pretty low.
Just want to attack them. I don't know.
He says, I don't think you're going to get away from this. The slow comes out again from the Blitzcrank. And here comes Sion. They're going to try to burst down this Blitzcrank. He goes really low. D-Slice going to jump in on him. Going to execute him with the Q, the takedown. Blue team does get the Baron, though, on the backside of this. Jarvan, though, trying to get away. He flashes up the wall. EQ's back into D-Slice. D-Slice slows him with the Rando with the spear. He chokes him out. The Ignite will take him down.
Man, I don't get how Blue got the Baron when Vi was in middle lane. That's a pretty big mistake by Vi to not try and steal that. There was no smite on the side of red team. I guess they might have assumed that since Jarvan's out there's no way they're doing Baron, right? But anyway, Blue picks up a very important Baron. Had they not picked up that Baron there for those trades, they would
Example going really low in this mid lane. He's going really chucked out. The Execute's not going to go in on him. The inhibitor is the new focus for red team. The hook onto Example, not going to do much. Example back to full HP. The ult from Nivea. Nivea goes in on the Matrix part and will go down. Cat of Diaper goes down. Devin Senpai going in with D-Slice. D-Slice going to go down. The rocket takes him out. The big one. Sion takes out Matrix Bird under the turret. Emil next to go. That's a triple kill. Only Jarvan is now left standing. Why I try take out the inhibitor. Mr. Fopos goes in onto Sion. He's going to go down. Why I try is still standing. That's the AD carry, and that's going to be the other Nexus turret, and that's going to be the game of the red team. Crazy finish from this game. Oh my goodness. I barely had any time to breathe.
Yeah. On one side, you had a carry from someone you did not expect, and then on the other side, you had a carry from exactly the person you expect. VampDz coming up huge on the Nidalee that game. Played extremely well. Also, very good performances from Sion and from Vi. Joker from Y, Try, and Thresh, they did their best. They were against a much harder lane with Lucian Blitz, but that being said, Lucian didn't do that well for himself either. Mundo got absolutely destroyed by DSlice in the top lane, got completely abused. But Corki, wow, who would have thought AP Corki would be the sole carry of that purple team?
That was, I don't like that fight was so crazy. That game was so crazy. That top lane fight towards the mid game was just chaotic as all hell. Just when you thought you knew what was going to happen, the opposite happened. It felt. Mundo goes in, he gets absolutely destroyed, and then Lucian and Corki managed to clean up most of the people, and then all of a sudden Corki dies, and then Lucian kills someone, and then oh my goodness,
Vayne, yeah,
and then he goes in on Nidalee, assuming he's going to get the kill, and gets absolutely executed.
Yeah, what a great game. Yeah, like I don't even know what to say. Corki did just insane things. I really didn't think AP Corki would pull out a game like that. And as well as I think Devin Senpai did, I do think Corki did play better. He pretty much solo carried his entire team, made plays that shouldn't have been possible, got dragon steals, turned a lot of huge fights. I don't know. AP Corki, that's something else.
I will say this, the Devin Senpai D-Slice hit squad was pretty real.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying.
When Devin Senpai can deal all that initial damage and D-Slice has a giant execute, it's just so strong. It's really hard once you get stunned by Sion to live if Nidalee's anywhere nearby.
Yeah, it definitely worked out very well in that end game. Yeah, and a lot of great roams like Devin Senpai early to pull Vayne back in the game. She was actually getting kind of troubled by the solution lane, and that's why she didn't do so. Oh, you still there, Fozz?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Actually got a DC. All right. Yeah. So Devin Senpai big roams early, but the start of the game was D-Sliced. He came up huge in the top lane. I mean, it really did not look good for the purple team for a while there. And then D-Slice just pulling 2 people top, 3 people top, getting an inhib turret the inner turret at 13 minutes? That's huge gold for his team.
Yeah, crazy. He sliced, putting on a clinic of how you split push with Nidalee.
Yep.
Maybe not how to get away with Nidalee. Seemed like he was trolling around a little bit with his escapes, but definitely showing how to split push with Nidalee.
Yeah, for all the mistakes he made a good play for him, and even more good plays than he had mistakes. Had he played, a little bit more straightforward on his escapes, I'm sure he could have gone out. Maybe purchasing in a couple extra wards here and there could have definitely helped him. But aside from that, well played by D-Slice. MVP.